Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome to Linda's TV show, the home of news. Here we react to all forms of news, anything that is happening in the globe. We'll bring it to you here. If you like what you are seeing, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell. This is very, very important to enable you to know when we upload a new video or YouTube suggesting our videos to you. Now, in this video, I want to put a disclaimer that I do not promote misleading information in this platform. We do not promote violence. I hate those things. We are here to inform, educate the members of the public about what is happening in the world.
Now is Zachary Gundu, who is a professor of archaeology at the Ahmadu Bello University. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Good morning. It does help us make sense of what your reading of all that has been happening is.
Well, in a way, if you are the victim, the killings are senseless. But if you are the one doing the killing, it makes sense. A lot of Nigerians don't appreciate our history. They don't also appreciate what has been happening in this country, especially in the past few years. I believe that if people know history, they will know why the Fulanis are doing this. If people know our recent history, they will know that there is an attempt to grab a lot of land from the people of this country for the Fulani of the whole world. For people who don't know, the Fulanis have their original homeland in Guinea, that is in Futajalon. And they had an outing from Guinea. From 1804, the outing in Nigeria was represented by the Usman Dan Fodio Jihad. It succeeded. There was a caliphate which they established outside even the boundaries of this country, because the caliphate from Sokoto, if you go up country, it went into Chad, it went into Niger. And then from independence, we have had about 3 Fulani leaders who have led this country. But in the original homeland, which is Guinea, the Fulanis have not been allowed to lead Guinea. So Nigeria has become their second preferred homeland, where they are inviting the Fulanis of the whole world to come and claim as their own country. And people should realize this. And if we sit down here on our ancestral lands in this country, and somebody comes in to kill us, it becomes a problem. Let me just say this.
Professor, I'm afraid I have to interrupt you.
No, let me just say this.
Just before you say what you say, or what you want to say, I want to ask, how do you have, how are you able to draw this thread? You have talked about history. We all know that before now, yes, we fought intertribal wars. There were conquests every now and then. The Benin Empire, for instance, was quite expansive. And it also, made its own conquest. Yet nobody has been able, whenever Ife Modake is fighting, nobody is talking about prehistorical or, pre-colonial wars to justify what is happening now.
The Ife Modake war is a local phenomenon. In Nigeria, what happened? When the British people came in, remember, the caliphate was a pre-colonial phenomenon, and it gave the Fulanis some privileges even over the Hausa states, because they manipulated Islam to take over the Hausa states, and it gave them some privileges over the Hausa states and other Nigerian groups which they used to raid as slaves. When the British people came in, people who know colonial history will know that they privileged them. They decided to divide and rule this country by privileging the Fulanis over other groups. So what happened is that the Fulanis moved with their privileges from the pre-colonial period into the colonial period. And now that we have independence, they are also moving with the privileges they had under the colonial government into independent Nigeria. And independent Nigeria is not a feudal system. Independent Nigeria cannot allow a group of people to come into this country from all over West Africa and claim this as their own country. What happened during colonialism was that the states we have presently became fixated in terms of their boundaries.
Now my question is, how do you know that there is an invitation, as you put it, from local Fulanese or Nigerian Fulanese, as it were, to their counterparts in, say, Guinea?
They have not hidden that. They have not hidden that. Remember, the governor of Kaduna State has admitted that he used state funds in Kaduna to pay Fulani people from outside the country from coming to attack us. Remember that the government is now belatedly saying that the people who are responsible for this are foreign mercenaries. Remember that the Inspector General of Police before this one and the Minister of Agriculture has argued consistently that the people attacking this country are not Nigerians, they are from outside. What this means is that if somebody comes from outside, he's coming at whose instance? Remember where Benue is.
Professor,
if you come from outside, and you go right into Benue to attack it, where are you coming from?
Just before you go on, I mean, there have been other, there have been other plausible theories around this. They have talked about how there is an environmental crisis. The fact that even the Lake Chad is drying up, and right now there is a need. I mean, even the desert is encroaching. We're all aware of that, and that pasture that used to be available for cattle is no longer available. Population is exploding. The usual cattle routes are no longer available for cattle to go around as they used to, owing to this population explosion and development and civilization. All of this do not matter in the context of the crisis that we're currently seeing.
No, all of them matter, but they are not as important as the point I'm making. Remember the so-called cattle routes. They are not today's invention. These are cattle routes which were established when the jihad succeeded and there was a Fulani, there was a Sokoto Caliphate. So the cattle routes then were established for the Fulani of the whole West African sub-region to come in and out of the country.
Is it just Nigeria that these routes were established in?
No, it's not just Nigeria, but try to remember what I'm trying to say. In Nigeria, which has become the second preferred homeland of the Fulani.
4.4, the same document right now. 4.4 million. Okay.
This is Melbourne City Court. Melbourne Court. Yes, as you can see. Yes, one of the property of the City State Limited.
Along
Oguachu, just by express. This is express. See the express? The express. It's a very nice land. Very close to Pale Junction. Just 3 minutes out to Pale Junction.
Nadima say, now before Wajamali fe ozu elekekana. However, no matter the time and length, truth must surely prevail. As of 1966, the Igbo man still know what he knows today. I don't know whether I'm making sense to you. Today we understand there's an intentional land grabbing by the Fulanis, either to Islamitize the entire Nigeria or commit what they call genocide against the Christians. This is what my brother Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogo fought for in 1966 January 15 coup that made them kill 3 million Igbos in the southeast. So even after 50-something years of the Civil War, something they want to hide, they all claim that Igbos are the bad people. It is still coming out to the public. These two videos are made in 2018 and 2019, but it's still relevant in 2025. You have watched the first video. I'm going to play the second video for you now to see, apparently, if this is true. It means that Gowan was used by the Fulani elite as of then to queer or hide their intention, which they are now revealing today. Watch and see.
I bring to you a message of truth and freedom, for it is only the truth that can set us free from the bondages of war and propaganda, which we confuse as history. My name is Colonel Emmanuel Nwora Nwobosi. I am 80 years old. It is time to be bold. I am too old to lie. I am not afraid to die. It is time to tell you why we had to try. I am the last of the original Coup plotters of January 15, 1966 with Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogo. I knew Nzogo well. We went to school together. We trained together. We trained at Sandhurst Military Academy, UK. We lived together. Nzogo was our first head of military intelligence and uncovered terrible plans to wreak havoc across the country. We organized a group of progressive military officers to carry out a coup on 15 January 1966 to stop a jihad and bring sanity to Nigeria, steeped in nepotism, corruption, and mass murders. The government of Tafawa Balewa, controlled by the premier of northern Nigeria, Ahmadu Bello, were using us in the army to repress the Middle Belt and western Nigeria. Houses and cars were burnt, thousands were killed. There were 9 of us that planned the January 15th revolution. Majors Nzogu, Anuforo, Ifajuna, Ademoyega, Chukwuka, Okafo, Onwatuegu, and Obienu, and myself. However, 4 of us started it: Major Ifajuna and Major Ademoyega in the south, and Major Nzogu and myself in the north. We then united as a single revolution. I am the last of the 4 original revolutionaries. None published the complete truth. Only me, Colonel Emmanuel Nwobosi, is alive today to tell the final truth, so that the lies will not triumph forever. They used us to repress the Middle Belt and the Yorubas. When we saw genocide, we began to disobey orders and swore to stop them. For instance, Major Chris Anoforo refused to release mass murderers caught with weapons and was court-martialed. He was replaced by Major Hassan Katsina, a northern Muslim willing to act. I was in Abeokuta, but refused to repress Yorubas. Instead, I opened our barracks as a safe place for them to run to. They told many lies about the January 15 boys to justify their genocide, but it is those of us that planned the revolution that they should have killed, not the 3 million innocent Biafrans that knew nothing. For years, I kept quiet, blaming myself and wondering whether at 27 I was too radical that my actions led to the death of millions. Today, the same evil in 1966 is being unleashed. As I watch, my sense of guilt has vanished, because we were not the evil. We were trying to stop the evil. That evil is radical Islamism. I have decided to speak out and warn the world of the impending disaster if we do not stop it. Each time radical Muslims plan a jihad in their religious mission to conquer the world, they will fail. But in the attempt, thousands and even millions will die. That happened to us in Biafra. At this point, let me differentiate between peaceful, law-abiding Muslims and radical Muslims who want to kill others, to force their religion on them. The problem is that wherever peaceful Muslims are, there are some radical Muslims amongst them. That is why they began a jihad in 1966. That is why we had to stop it. That is why they killed millions of our people. That is why we declared Biafra. Because we are a peaceful people, and oil and water can never mix. My story is a warning to Nigerians. For years, I was prevented from speaking the truth by exile, prison, harassment, poverty, surveillance, and death threats held over many of the actors like Ojukwu, Zik, Awolowo, Ibiam, and the January 15 boys that survived. But as I watch today, many of the events that led to the revolution are happening again, like Boko Haram, Fulani militia, Niger Delta militants, Shiites, and mass murders. Some people think we acted wrongly in the January 15th revolution, but they may not be fully aware of the realities then. We were trained by the British to be patriotic, to give the ultimate sacrifice for Nigeria, and to stop anyone acting against the nation. Instead of our leaders using us to defend Nigeria, they were using us to suppress the citizens. We decided to arrest them for their atrocities because no one was willing to act. Not Zik, the president, who was powerless, not Ironsi, the head of state of the army, who was a conservative. There were many reasons why we had to act. 1, to stop the killings in Yoruba land and the Middle Belt by NPC, the ruling party. 2, to stop the invasion of Yoruba land on 17 January 1966. 3, to correct the massive rigging of the 1964 elections. 4, to free Awolowo from prison and make him the Prime Minister. 5, to stop the terrible corruption, nepotism, and regionalism of the NPC, the ruling party. 5, to stop Ahmadu Bello's planned jihad. It was good that we acted to save the Yoruba and the Middle Belt people, and we thought that was enough to stop the jihad. We could not foresee that they will massively attack innocent Igbos. Blame those who decided to massacre our people for their evil. Today, we are fighting Buhari. He is killing Shiite Muslims and IPOB members. With the benefit of hindsight, we can see other ways of dealing with such evil. But for us in 1966, we just wanted to save the people from massacre. I wish to congratulate Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB for the good work they are doing to free our people from Nigeria and radical Islamism. Many of our people do not understand how vast IPOB is as an organization and the quality of the people that run it.
Hello, my wonderful people. As we have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.